After building my entire business off of Instagram, and after posting every day for years, I'm officially quitting Instagram. And there's many reasons to quit Instagram. Could part of it be because of the fact that I post on Instagram and I have the lowest engagement ever? And not to mention too, most of my audience doesn't even see it. So could it be because of low engagement that everybody, by the way, is experiencing? The fact that I can post on Instagram, none of my current followers see it, but for some reason, maybe a few non-followers see it. Is that part of it? Yes, definitely. Could it be the fact that the CEO of Instagram is gaslighting us all, posting on Threads, for example, saying that the reason why your audience isn't seeing your content is because they're just not on that day, or perhaps your content just sucks? Bro, just admit that the algorithm screwed up again. Is that possibly why? Yes, it's a part of it, but it's not the main reason. Probably the main reason that I kind of opened up to and realized that the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why I'm leaving Instagram is about time management more than anything else. For example, the fact that you post on Instagram and the shelf life of that content is a couple days. You post something, you spend hours or minutes, however you make content, and after that day has gone by, nobody really sees it anymore. After I started getting on YouTube, I realized how annoying this really was. Now, let's go back to the fact that I'm a business owner. The reason why I create content, and yes, part of it is because I want to get out some creativity, but the main reason is to generate leads for my business and get some brand awareness out there. And the truth is, Instagram isn't doing it for me anymore, which hurts me to say, considering, like I mentioned earlier, my entire business before was all about Instagram. I would make content, people would comment, I'd go in the DMs, we get on a one-on-one call, bingo, we got a new client. Doesn't work like that anymore. And arguably, before I get lit up in the comments, yes, I'm fully aware that maybe I just didn't stick to the trends enough. I wasn't dancing on Instagram enough, and that's why they don't like me anymore. Or perhaps the faceless account thing that's popular right now, because I didn't do that enough, that's why I'm not getting engagement. Sure, I'm willing to give you that, but that's just not my style nor my brand. The biggest thing that I realized and my disdain, I think, right now for Instagram is not really about Instagram. It's more about the style of content. Short form content just doesn't do it for me. Not as a business owner, not as a creative person. And I don't think either for my leads. The truth is, most of what I have to talk about, my clients' needs, right? The problems they face can't be just talked about in less than 60 seconds. It takes context and sometimes, and yes, again, I'm willing to admit that maybe it's just a skill set thing. I don't have the ability to really nail down a problem and solve it in 60 seconds, and maybe that's on me. But regardless, there's another platform that is made perfect for people like me. People that love to talk, but more importantly, audiences that want to know in depth the context behind the problems they're looking to solve. Which brings me to what am I going to do now? Because obviously I still have a business, and obviously I still have to make content. So what am I going to do? I'm doubling down on YouTube. And here's the reason. Okay, so Instagram is top of the funnel. Okay, imagine you have a funnel. Top of the funnel is Instagram. Why? Because it forces you to watch content. A reel pops up. You may or may not have engaged with similar content, but regardless, you may not know that person. You don't really care about the subject they're talking about, and most of it's entertaining. It's very short. The truth is, most people, when they see something they like, aren't really going to the profile anymore, checking out the link in the bio, or engaging all that much. I mean, for some major creators, absolutely. But for the most part, for most of us business owners, this is not really happening. It's because, again, it's top of the funnel. It's all about entertaining. And now, granted, if your account is all about entertaining, you're probably going to win on Instagram. But I'm willing to bet, in terms of your revenue, in terms of your business, it's not going to be looking all that great unless you're selling, again, more digital products. But the truth is, if you are selling a high ticket coaching program, for example, if everything that they engage with you is 60 seconds, 30 seconds, and it's your face isn't in it and it's all entertaining, it's all jokes, that's great. But let me ask you something. How are you going to build true trust where they think that you're the expert? They know that you're an expert because of the content you're putting out and because of how much time they spend with you. And this is where, again, YouTube is a way better fit. Why? It's because of the way YouTube's algorithm is structured. You got to remember, right? The biggest thing is that it's all about search. Okay. People are searching for this content. They have a problem to solve and they're searching for it, and then you pop up. Now, if you deliver good content, and there's still obviously parts of this where you have to make good content, that's important. But if you are found in the search, they're searching for a problem, you pop up and they start engaging your content, they're more likely to buy from you or at least become a lead. The thing that you have to kind of look at in the formula of generating sales for your business, especially when it comes to, doing it through social media, is that trust equals sales. If people trust you, they will buy. The trick is, though, the metric that determines trust is time spent. And what platform right now has the best metrics on time spent? YouTube. It's called watch time. The more someone spends with you, and now imagine if you watch 10 of my videos, for example, on creating content or building an online business or whatever you're into, if you watch 10 videos that's 10 minutes long, that's a lot of time spent. So by the time you get to the point where you're engaging with me and you want to join our Elevated Coach Academy or whatever you may want to do, there's already a level of trust there. Instagram is way harder to do this in 30-second increments. YouTube is the better place to be when it comes to building a business and generating leads. Now comes the factor of time, though. Regardless, let's say you don't care about generating leads. And Raylen, I don't really care if my business grows. I just like Instagram because I get to make content and it's short form content and I enjoy it and it's just my style. Listen, this is not for you. But for everybody else that wants to make sure that the time investment they put into something actually equates to an ROI, YouTube's a better platform, and here's why I think so. I mentioned earlier about the whole fact that like you post on Instagram and it's very short-lived. The shelf life of that content goes away pretty darn quickly. So imagine again, you're spending hours creating content, reels, whatever, you're outsourcing the editing, you're spending all this time, money, and energy only for the thing to die after a day or so. Whereas with YouTube, for example, if I make a good evergreen piece of content, a content that everyone's gonna need, doesn't matter the year, doesn't matter, it's not trending or anything like that, it has the potential of continuing to build over the lifespan of 9 years, 10 years. The other added benefit is this. If you right now, just for funsies, were to Google something like 10x is easier than 2x, it's a book by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. I wrote a review on that, or I created a YouTube video about the book and my key insights. If you Google that, Google owns YouTube. This is really important to know, okay? If you Google that and you scroll down to where the videos show in that search, you will find my video. I think it's like the #1 video or #3, whatever. The point is, for as long, I've posted that probably almost a year ago at this point, and it still continues to build views. This is where, as a business owner, this is important because every time you get a view, you have a potential new lead. You have a potential new customer. Even if they don't buy, they go on to the next video because YouTube starts suggesting your content at this point. The more videos they watch, the closer they are when a problem arises, they're going to become a lead. And so if we're a business owner, our time is incredibly precious. Content creation is just a really small part of our business, right? We create content for brand awareness and lead generation, right? Possibly community too, if you're into that kind of thing. The other parts of our business, though, are incredibly important. That's the email marketing part. You have to be really good at generating copy. You have to be good at creating landing pages and then building automation in the back end of that. You got to be decent at sales, getting on a phone call with someone saying how you can help them. There's so many things that we need to do. Oh, I forgot about the main thing too. Fulfillment, right? We have to meet with our clients. We have to actually get the product out to them, the service out to them. Like there's so much that goes into building a business. I don't want to spend my time anymore creating hour after hour just for it to flop after a few points of time. Just for it to flop, I should say. But I don't want to create content for a platform that after a day it dies. It doesn't make any sense in terms of time investment. So I'm going to be doubling down on YouTube, taking away that energy I would normally spend on Instagram and putting it into YouTube. Because over time, I don't have to blow up on YouTube and have a bunch of subscribers and all that stuff in order to make money doing what I'm doing. But the really great part, and this is more of a long-term solution, right? This is a long-term benefit of doubling on YouTube, is that you get the double dip. Here's the double dip, right? You create content that generates leads. You make money now in your business. Great. The next part of this, though, is really fun. Eventually, you get monetized, and now you start to make money generating leads for your business. You get paid by YouTube to create content that brings money into your business. Do you not see how great this is? And yes, I know everyone says, well, Instagram has something similar. They pay their creators, but do they pay them like YouTube does? Like, look, Instagram, am I gonna completely never go on the platform ever again? No, of course not. Every once in a while, I'll throw something out there because I do think there is a benefit in brand awareness. Whether I like it or not, a lot of people, when they're looking to buy into a coaching program or buy a product, maybe the first place they look is something like Instagram, and they want to see how many followers you have, and that builds authority. And I think there is a place for it, right? But I'm just not going to spend the time trying to craft and make it look as great as it needs to be. And whereas YouTube, I'm going to spend that time. But the great thing is I've already noticed, just by not really focusing on Instagram that much, I'm going to be doubling my output on YouTube, which in the long run should do my business a little bit better. I could be completely wrong, and we'll see in like a year. But I'm pretty confident I'm hedging the right bet. With that being said, what is your experience on Instagram? Look, it might be me, and I'm willing to look. It might just be me though. I want to hear from you on Instagram. Do you feel like it actually still benefiting your business, or are you more so like me, where you're starting to feel like maybe it's time for a new platform? With that being said, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.